Another Tuesday. Well, I didn't do a whole lot today. I did a bunch of baking. I went to the store because I was out of bacon, even in the freezer. And I got a whole shit ton of bacon, and I cooked it all up, divided it up into little quart bags, labeled them, dated them, put them in the freezer. So I should be set for bacon for the next month, hopefully. I got some chicken to make some Ritz Cracker chicken casserole, which I did. It's in the fridge now. Then I made a coffee cake, which is in the fridge now. I ate the leftover bratwurst for supper. I had a small watermelon, which I cut up yesterday, and it's in the fridge. It's not as good as that other one. That other one was really good. This one, you know, like when you bite into it and it tastes rubbery? That's not cool. I don't like that. Anyway. You know, that chicken that committed suicide? He wanted to get to the other side. Talked to my brother David tonight. Today about 9:30? Yeah, about 9:30 here, which would be 11:30 Midwest, and East Coast would be 12:30. I felt immediate horrible depression, and I just, like, tears came to me, and I just felt terrible. And I went and I lay down for about 15 minutes, and it passed. So I had this, it's like a premonition feeling, you know, like something happened. Something happened to someone that I care about. So I called my brother Dave. I called my cousin Sandy, because she's 3 hours ahead, and so is David. No answer from Sandy. She's in Philadelphia. And then I called my brother in Georgia. We talked for a while. He's okay. Lisa's car got hit. She's okay. A few bruises. But now she's out of a car. I mean, she has a dually truck. A big old truck they haul the horse trailer with, if she needs or wants to go anywhere. But there, she's going to be looking for a car. And we talked music. I told him about the car, and he gave a guess as to what the problem was. He was right. David was right. He's a mechanic. He puts avionics in airplanes, private airplanes. And they're booked up until end of January with people in their private planes. That's a big deal down south. And a lot of old retired people have horse farms, or they have boats, or they have planes or something. It's a big deal down there. So he'll be busy for a while. We talked music. He's in a couple bands right now. One of the bands wants to change their genre of music, which he doesn't care for country music, and I don't either. So he's thinking of maybe dropping out that one. But he is in another band with a whole lot of professional guys. I mean, they're really professional. He says the only one that's not an old professional is a 24-year-old who is dynamite. Taught himself how to play guitar by watching YouTube. And I'd like to see that. I mean, maybe if Lisa can go to one of those gigs and film them, I'd love to see it and hear it. Dave plays bass guitar. Lisa's taking ukulele lessons. I have a uke, but I don't know, I like piano better. But I do have a ukulele. There was some girl that was on America's Got Talent a few years ago. And it was a big deal. She played a ukulele, and all of a sudden ukuleles were flying off the shelf, and I was one of the idiots that bought one. Thinking, well, it's small, I could take it here and there with me, you know. And put the hat out and play the ukulele, and not as easy as it seems. George Formby, I am not. I told David I'm gonna have to get Lisa a little straw hat and a bow tie. And one of his students, a couple of students, he teaches airplane mechanics as well. A couple of his students together bought a boat, 14-foot boat, outboard, but it steers with the steering wheel. It's blue. It's called Old Blue. And the one dropped out, said it was too expensive for him. So my brother took that half and said, well, okay, to the boy, Grant. He says, well, you know, I can fix it. They stored it at the horse barn because Grant didn't have any place to store it. So David works on it when he can, and he was telling Grant how, you know, it needs this or it needs that, and it's going to be about this much or that much. Grant recently got married. He's a young pup. And Grant just signed it over to David. So he's got a boat now. So I'm going to have to get Lisa a straw hat and David a captain's hat. Or a sailor hat. Something nice and embarrassing. Here's my little brother. He told me how much he weighs. We were talking about old people stuff, you know, health and how much we weigh and what the doctor said. Both of our blood levels and everything is pretty good. And we're both, the doctor told us both about the high protein, low carb type stuff that we should be doing. And David said he just tipped the scale over 300 pounds. He was always the skinniest one, and I used to weigh 110 pounds back in high school. I'll have to come up with a good picture. I have a few, but I'll have to come up with a really good picture of me to show you how damn skinny I was. You would never know it now. Never. What I like to do when I'm feeling evil is I go up to some young skinny girl and I say, I used to be thin like you. Ooh, that's evil. Kitty Cat's waiting for me to go to bed. He says, you told me you were going to take a shower and go to bed. I am. Here's the shower. Here's me. You want to see the rest of me? Well, you aren't gonna. Yeah. Told him about talking to my old high school boyfriend. He knows John. And he says, well, I don't know, man. He was always, you know, with the Nazi business and all that stuff. I said, I talk to him as a friend. I don't talk to him dirty. I counsel him if he needs talking to, or an ear, you know, I'm a sounding board. And I said, I have no intention of hooking up with him. I said, you know, people have choices in life. A lot of choices are made for you, unfortunately, you know. And sometimes you're lucky. But if you get an opportunity and you can recognize it, to take that opportunity to be better, that's great. But not everyone gets an opportunity, and I guess he didn't. He's floundering and he's having a hard time. But I'll talk to him if he wants to talk. But that's it. I like being single. I like doing what I want when I want. It's nice. It's nice. It's nice and hot in here. I better take a shower. Tomorrow's Whoop Whoop Wednesday, and I will have a joke for you. Upward and onward.